Guys and girls, welcome back to another video from Slotcar Dude. Today we're gonna take a closer look on European chassis out of the 60s, 70s, only plastic chassis. So no metal chassis, only plastic chassis. And here, for example, anybody knows what a Carrera, one of the first Carrera chassis looked like? Well, here they are. To give you a better idea, it's the old Bühler motor. It's an old German motor that's built in there. It's got a swing arm, as you can see. Here you've got the same chassis, just taken the body off. And it's of course missing the swing arm, but this is how they look like. If they're dirty and not cleaned. No, but I have a few of them. Also check out those rims, metal rims. They're screwed on. And those are the starter cars they used to have. It's the Ferrari Dino. And check out those wheels. Yes, it is metal. And then Carrera came out with the racing chassis, and this is what it looks like. It's got, as you can see, a stronger, bigger motor in it. Again, the drop arm. This is what the underside looks like. There were 3 positions to place the front axle, as you can see here. Hopefully you can see it. That's why you've got 3 positions for the drop arm to extend or shorten the chassis. And then there came the guys that actually pushed it further. This is a so-called Monza chassis. The producer was named Kutznia, a German guy, although it doesn't sound like that, that made the body exclusively for the big tracks, the fast ones, with, yes, like SAM bodies. You can see it from the mounting holes here on the side. Of course, screwed rims, a metal drop arm to make it heavy, and this was then pushed further, same chassis pan, just made out of metal. Yes, I said I was only going to look at plastic chassis, but forgive me, this is just a pure copy of the chassis we've just seen before, the Monza, made out of metal. It's a metal sheet, a very thin one, and also with a wheelbase for 2 wheels, or 2 different sizes, lengths for the chassis. The Monza just had 1, and you remember the Carrera racing chassis had 3. A sec. There you go. And then after this guy Kutznia came up with another variation of a plastic chassis, only built for the fast guys on the big routed tracks, on the big commercial tracks. Looks like this, as an inliner. Yes, screwed rims, as you can see. No drop arm anymore. And just plastic, quite brittle now, because this is a chassis, I guess, out of the 70s, roughly. Now, I wouldn't be a good collector if I wasn't able to find one of his Sidewinder chassis, like this one here. Yes, with a modern 13D motor. So this is how they raced them in the 70s. Now, being a good collector also means finding chassis nobody thinks that they are out there anymore, which means an original Monza, yes, I've got the drop arm, and an original Kutznia NOS, new old stock, never used, never built up. Beauties those are. And not to forget, you can move the motor mount back and forth here on this Monza chassis, which means, yes, you can use different gears versus having always the same gear ratio on the standard Carrera ones, because you can't move the motor mount. Now, the racing guys wouldn't be racing guys if they wouldn't have found a method to make the chassis lighter. As you can see here, I think they must have used something like a Dremel. Or here, same chassis, just painted black. Metal drop arm and all the unnecessary weight taken out. And this is what they look from underneath. And they've added, as you can see, with a lot of glue, a few parts of brass metal. Yes, here on the sides, front sides. So the very fast guys already knew in the 60s and 70s how to make the cars fast. And this is what the body looks like of this lightened Monza chassis. As I mentioned before, those chassis need Lexan bodies, sorry. And of course you know what they look like. I mean, this is nothing new. Those are just samples of what I did, or I haven't done, or haven't finished. Or completely new. This should be a GT40, hope you can see it. The details on the vacuum formed bodies are just really nice. Sometimes you need to add details or just highlight them, like with those black fine lines here for the doors. So, hey guys and girls, one more. This is a so-called race gold chassis. It is a German chassis that looks nearly exactly like a Carrera chassis. The only difference is you can adjust the wheelbase with those 4 screws here, and in addition it's got 3 holes in the front where you can put your front axle. It used to come pre-built, or as you can see here, in a DIY, do it your own. DIY, sorry. They had 2 different categories. One was with this edge here, sharp edge. That was meant for Lexan bodies because you put a Velcro on the side here. Or with that round edge here, where you would put posts like the Carrera bodies, glue them into the body if you're working with a kit, or those chassis would fit to a Carrera body as well, because the holes are already pre-mounted, pre-adjusted for Carrera. And this is what they look like. Brand new, never used, untouched. So guys, girls, hope you liked it. Another video of Slotcar Dude, a little more history here. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, Don't forget to press the like button, leave comments. See you around.